The Reserve Bank of India projects India's 2023-24 growth at 7%, while the IMF and World Bank estimate it at 6.3%. India's growth in the first two quarters of 2023-24 was 7.8% and 7.6%. However, global deglobalization, geopolitical conflicts, and falling household savings pose risks. India must focus on domestic growth drivers, raising savings and investment rates to achieve sustained 7% growth. Challenges include adapting to labor-saving technologies, addressing climate concerns, and adhering to fiscal responsibility targets. Strategizing enhanced employment, particularly in non-agricultural sectors, is crucial amid changing global conditions.
The article criticized the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, highlighting the contradiction between its promises to combat air pollution in election manifestos and the persistent issue. Despite commitments to reduce pollution levels by 35% in major cities, India still faces severe air pollution, with 39 cities listed among the world's 50 most polluted. The National Clean Air Programme, launched in 2019, has been ineffective due to government negligence. The article points out health risks, high disease burden, and the economic cost of air pollution in India. It calls for urgent government action, including discussions in Parliament and adopting effective measures to ensure clean air.
Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra's abrupt expulsion from the Lok Sabha, based on Ethics Committee recommendations, raises concerns about due process. The committee accused her of unethical conduct and contempt of the House for sharing login credentials with a businessman but lacked evidence of cash exchanges. The alleged links between Moitra's questions and business interests were deemed frivolous, and the committee's urgency to expel her without thorough investigation is criticized as a threat to parliamentary democracy. The episode underscores the need for fair procedures and detailed discussions, highlighting potential injustice in the hasty expulsion of an opposition member.
The Monetary Policy Committee's decision to maintain benchmark interest rates, despite raising GDP growth forecasts and flagging food price-induced inflation volatility, raises concerns about falling behind in anchoring inflation expectations. The MPC acknowledges potential inflation acceleration in November to December, but surprisingly keeps the repo rate unchanged at 6.5%. The dissonance is highlighted by an upgraded GDP growth projection to 7%. The RBI's inflation expectations survey indicates households expect higher inflation, emphasizing the challenge of anchoring expectations. The disconnection between interest rate hikes and struggling consumption suggests inflation impacts discretionary spending, requiring the MPC's attention to maintain price stability for sustainable economic growth.
The article criticized Western complicity in the Palestinian oppression, citing biased media coverage, restrictions on freedom of expression, and support for Israel. It highlights instances of demonizing pro-Palestinian voices, lack of discussion on historical roots, and Europe's bans on pro-Palestinian protests. The root cause is attributed to colonialism and imperialism, challenging the facade of liberal democracy. Resistance emerges from marginalized groups, Jewish dissenters, and changing opinions in the face of Israeli actions. The West is urged to acknowledge its role in the Palestinian crisis and heed warnings against dehumanizing rhetoric.
The new Congress government in Telangana faces challenges in fulfilling 6 guarantees made during the election campaign, including the Mahalakshmi scheme for women, Raitu Bharosa for farmers, and addressing financial constraints. The Raitu Bharosa scheme promises 15,000 rupee per acre to 58.33 lakh farmers, a 50% increase from the previous government's Raitu Bandhu scheme. With revenue receipts lagging and limited borrowing capacity, the new government must navigate financial constraints and fulfill its promises without imposing immediate tax hikes. The state's reliance on financial instruments highlights the challenging fiscal landscape.
2 open letters from lawyers Dushyant Dave and Prashant Bhushan have raised concerns about irregularities in the listing of cases in the Supreme Court. Dave's letter to Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud highlighted instances where cases were moved to different benches, allegedly in disregard of rules. Bhushan's letter to the Supreme Court Registry focused on the shifting of cases involving Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UAPA) charges. Both lawyers emphasized the Chief Justice's role as the master of the roster. The Supreme Court has not officially responded to the letters, leading to division within the legal community.
Germany's constitutional court ruled against the government's move to reallocate 60 billion euros, initially designated for pandemic emergencies, to a climate and transformation fund. The court found the coalition government, led by Chancellor Olaf Scholz's Social Democrats, in breach of fiscal deficit limits set in 2009. The debt brake rule, restricting deficits, was enacted in 2009, but the court ruled that reallocating funds from one sector to another and rolling over debt violated the rule. The judgment has sparked tensions within the coalition. The debt brake rule, akin to the EU Stability and Growth Pact, limits government borrowing for public projects.
OpenAI's ChatGPT, upgraded with voice and image capabilities, faces scrutiny as users turn to it for mental health support. An OpenAI officer, Lilian Wang, faced criticism for comparing her conversation with ChatGPT to therapy despite her lack of experience with therapy. The Eliza effect, where users perceive computer programs as having human emotions, is noted. Users, aware of its limitations, turn to ChatGPT for quick anxiety relief or information. While ChatGPT offers assistance, users acknowledge its lack of depth compared to human therapy. The role of AI chatbots in healthcare is debated, considering potential biases and limitations.
Charlie Munger, renowned for his partnership with Warren Buffett, is recognized not only for investment principles but also for valuable life insights. Munger's wisdom encompasses investing, human psychology, and business management. He shifted Buffett's approach from cigarette butt investing to focusing on excellent companies at fair prices. Munger's Harvard lecture on the psychology of human misjudgment emphasizes understanding incentives and the impact of the liking-loving tendency. His teachings extend beyond finance, providing timeless insights into decision-making and human nature. Munger's profound wisdom continues to guide and inspire generations.
Physicists are using fractal geometry to study quantum systems in non-integer or fractal dimensions, addressing the uncertainty inherent in quantum physics. Fractal dimensions, such as 1.55 or 1.58, offer a new perspective on quantum behavior. Fractality, seen in patterns like magnetic domains and graphene electron distributions, provides insights into the quantum realm's complexity. Fractals have applications in data compression, antenna design, galaxy and planet pattern analysis, and various scientific fields. By exploring self-similar structures with non-integer dimensions, physicists gain valuable insights into quantum mysteries.
The noble pen shell, or Pinna nobilis, a large clam that faced extinction due to a deadly pathogen in the Mediterranean around 2016, has made a comeback off the coast of Croatia. Marine biologists observed a surge in numbers, with a diver discovering a group of 20 near the shore in the Istria Peninsula. Subsequently, around 100 young specimens were collected and brought to an aquarium, indicating successful reproduction. These clams, known for their large shells, play a crucial ecological role in filtering seawater and supporting other organisms. The cause of their resurgence is under investigation, with the Croatian government funding further research.